Hi, welcome to my channel. Okay, I know there's been a big trend of showing all your favorites of 2015, but let me start with 2016 by saying, what the heck? My eye is irritated. So it's gonna be probably a little distracting, but just move on with yourself, okay? Because we're just here to talk about our favorite things of 2015. And honestly, this was like super easy. I always have these things at arm's length when I'm getting ready, and so I just wanted to share these things with you that are my go-to favorite beauty products of last year and the beginning of this year, because let's be honest, I'm still using them. So I am going to get started with my favorite things of 2015. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I know a lot of people are saying, here are my top 5 eyeliners. Here are my top 10 highlighters. Some things I don't have any favorites because I'm still on the search. We are going to start with Kat Von D Shade Light Palette. This is the perfect shade right here if I want to do a little bit of contouring. It's not too warm to where it makes it all muddy. This right here is a wonderful bronzer. This right here is a wonderful under eye setting concealer-ish thingy-pingy. I really love, I've even played with these. And I've also used these for eyeshadows if I wanted to do something really basic. This has been an all-around amazing product, and I recommend it to everyone. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. If you can even read this, this is my Naked Urban Decay Naked palette, the first one. We got a broken mirror and a lot of things that have hit pan. This has been my go-to. I travel with it. I just love all these colors. It is the perfect shade for my skin tone and for my blue-ish, greenish eyes. It has a lot of purples, and if I want to use greens and golds, there's shimmer and matte. You can't go wrong with the Naked palette, and I've used the heck out of it, and I look forward to trying new eyeshadows. But for 2015, this is my favorite. Mascaras. I had to do high-end and drugstore. For drugstore, this has been my, not just 2015, but all my life favorite. I should do one of those. My all-time, my whole life since I was 2, favorite beauty products, but Voluminous. The Voluminous Original in Carbon Black. This has always been my go-to. I always reach for it. Even when I experiment with different mascaras, I always go back to this. It's so great. It makes my eyelashes thicker and longer, and whenever I go back to it, I'm like, what was I doing? Why did I leave you? And then I was introduced to high-end. Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara is the bomb. I love it. It has made my eyelash, the only complaint I have with this is I'm not used to the big, huge brush, and so sometimes I'm like, oh, these are so pretty, and then I get a bunch of black on my eyelids. I just need to simmer down, take care of yourself, and watch yourself and take your time. Holy crap, this is the best mascara that I've ever used. I still like to try different ones just to make sure I get the absolute best, but so far high-end and drugstore, you cannot go wrong. Okay, everyone raves about the Beauty Blender, and I have one and I absolutely love it. But this year I came across the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, and I can tell you right now, I can't tell you which one's my favorite. I love both of them equally. In fact, I even like this a little bit more because this flat part is great just to, if I want to make my perfect foundation or even just to set my under eye. We got the corner. This is awesome, and it's like half the price of a Beauty Blender. So if you are on a budget and you want to do the Beauty Blender, just get this. Seriously, it is very close, if not the same, except this is actually gives it an extra point or 2 or 5. I love this thing. Powders, loose powder, Laura Mercier. I know I just got this right before 2015 ended, but holy guacamole. This stuff is finely milled, and it's just, when you can open it and all of a sudden you see the fluff going into the air, it is so fine. I'll alternate between the Shade Light palette and this to set my under eye concealer. This is really so awesome, and I recommend this to everybody. It really isn't that expensive. It's about $30-something. I guess it is still expensive, but I love it, and it's worth every penny, and you get so much powder. Just get it. Just get it. We have 2 foundations, one drugstore and one high-end. A lot of these are from my Sephora haul, but they made such a big impression on me that they had to make it my 2015, and I got it in 2015, right before Christmas, so it still counts. Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. It always gives me such a flawless finish. Don't look at my makeup right now. This has been worn throughout the day, and kids have been all over me and giving me kisses, which I can't complain, but eventually things rub off no matter how great it is. But best foundation I've ever had. And as far as my favorite foundation, drugstore, L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I've used this so much that the Lumi wore off. This is a darker shade, obviously that does not match my skin tone, but sometimes if you get a lighter one and maybe a darker tone, this is still even for contouring. You can use this as a cream contour with your foundation and set it with your loose powder. That's another way to contour. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that. This is very comparable, very affordable. Go get you some. Concealers. I'm still looking for my favorite high-end concealer, so I'm not sharing anything today. But for drugstore, Instant Age Rewind, and this one is in Neutralizer. It has a little bit of yellowish hue to it, and it does not crease as long as you set it after you put it on your face. It really makes your age rewind. How old do I look? Don't answer that. The other one that I tried, which is fairly recent, and this is way too light of a shade, this is the NYX concealer, and I've used this a lot already. Everything's rubbed off. Can't even tell. Oh, it's in 02. So don't get this if you're my shade because it's way too light. If I set it right away, it looks wonderful and it does not crease. All right, guys, moving on to lipsticks. These are, one of these I got from a BoxyCharm, and it is my favorite lip color. I have this mixed with, these both mixed together, but on its own, oh, it's so beautiful. This is the Manna Kadar lip color in All of Me. I got this in a BoxyCharm a couple months ago, and this lipstick is just gorgeous. It makes your teeth look whiter because it has the purplish blue undertones, which make your teeth look beautiful. I love NYX. NYX has so many great comparable to high-end makeup items. This one is the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick. It goes on your lips so velvety, and then it becomes matte, and you can just go, mwah, and you're like, where did my lipstick go? Oh, it's still on my lips. Oh, this one's called Tea and Cookies. It's a beautiful pink. It's a beautiful pinky color. Try these out. Try different colors, but this one's one of my favorites. NYX. NYX is the best. And it's about $6, so I mean, you can't beat that price, can you? Nope. I'll tell you right now, when you use eyebrow pencils and your eyebrows are almost gone, you add a few years. No, you don't add a few years to you look older. No, when you add a little more brows to your eyes, I'm not talking about caterpillars, I'm just saying a little more volume, just a little bit, you make yourself look so much younger. It's just a fact. The first item that I tried for brows that I loved was the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is very affordable, and this is in taupe. And also for high-end, I have the Anastasia Brow Wiz in taupe as well. Now, these are so similar. If you are not ready to make the plunge to get Anastasia, get NYX. It's the same color. This one may be just a tad creamier, but this one, I mean, come on. It goes on your eyebrows. It looks great. It's a great color, and it's very small, so you can just do the lines. You can slowly build up. Get yourself a NYX pencil. When I run out, I'm going back to this until I can talk myself, or until I run out of this, and then we'll decide. I might get both of them again. They're both great products. Highlights, I think we all know. Champagne Pop, Becca Cosmetics. This has been an amazing highlight. My only complaint is, as you see, it broke. That's my complaint. Other than that, it's my favorite. This is so awesome. It looks great. It looks great on every skin tone. It's the pricier side. I know there's dupes out there, and I actually tried, but they're just not as creamy. This will go a long way. Even broken, I'm gonna save every piece, put it in a Ziploc bag. Champagne Pop, let's try to stop me. I've always loved self-tanning my body. I know that not everyone's into that. Embrace the color of your skin. I do that too. Sometimes I wanna look tan. And sometimes I'm okay with being lighter. But when I want to have a little healthy glow and I don't want to look transparent, sometimes I use a self tanner. I have tried all different ones, and I have come to my favorite of all time that I've discovered this year, and it is called Loving Tan. Now, if this is your first time to tan, I would not suggest using this first. I would suggest building up to it. Start with like one of those gradual tans or whatever, but because this one's, I mean, this is legit. If you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't start with this. But if you have done tanning a lot of times, or if you know somebody that, or you watch a few videos on how to do this, oh, man, this is worth every penny. It is Loving Tan Deluxe Bronzing Mousse. I had heard that the 2-hour express is really good. I have not tried that one yet, but so far this is my favorite. You get a tanning mitt, you put it on all over your body, all over your face if you choose. It does not break you out. It did not break me out, at least. And when you first put it on, everyone's gonna wanna sing Oompa Loompa Doopa Dee Doo. But don't worry, because after, when you wake up in the morning and you shower and you get it off, it's gonna scare you a little bit because the water's gonna be brown. But then you get out and you're like, I have a perfect tan. This is a perfect tan. And it lasts for a long time, about 10 days, without even, I mean, as long as you moisturize daily, and you don't smell like tan the whole time, only when you put it on a little bit. But when you first put it on, it doesn't even stink. It doesn't even stink. That alone makes it awesome. So if you're looking for a great self tanner and you have tried different ones and you're just wanting one that's perfect, just get it. I mean, spend the money, a little bit of money, and it'll change your life. Lasts about 10 days. I couldn't believe that. And you don't stink. I couldn't believe that. Dry shampoo has saved my life. And this is my favorite. The Batiste Dry Shampoo Original. I've actually used this when it was, I mean, I really didn't give it a chance to prove itself, but it proved itself. I had just worked out and I was in a rush. I didn't have time to wash my hair. I know that is so disgusting. And we were in a hurry to go somewhere, and I wasn't gonna make these people wait for hours. Not that it takes me that long to get ready, but I wasn't gonna make them wait forever. And so I decided, okay, let's see if this really works. And I sprayed it, and I mean, it was like I was sweating. And I came out and they're like, that was fast. I'm like, Batiste, get one now. I've tried different dry shampoos. I've tried Suave, some of the cheaper end. They're all right, but this one, better than any of them that I've ever tried. Definitely a favorite for 2015 and 2016. The wet brush, do not look too closely. I didn't clean it very well. This has saved my life. Looks like just a regular brush, doesn't it? But if you touch it, super soft, and then there's some tougher pieces in there. My girls have the most tender heads and the most tangled hair and the curliest hair, and they love long hair. Not a great combination when you're trying to brush their hair out before school or after they take a bath. Even when their hair is wet, I mean, it looks matted. And I used to didn't matter what I used, didn't matter what detangler I used, it was just gonna be a miserable experience every single time. And it's now my favorite brush for my own hair. But I use it now. Instead of saying ow and screaming and acting like their arm is cut off, they probably say ow once, and that's just because it's my mistake. It's not even the brush's fault. So if you are having issues with tangled hair or very sensitive scalp and it's just painful, this is the best brush I've ever had, and I discovered it in 2015, and I think it will be my forever favorite. You can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond. I've seen them there, but if you go on Amazon, you can get 2 for like $10. Get 2. You need to have one because you're gonna lose one. You might as well have 2, so when you lose one, you're not disappointed because you still have one, and your hair, your head, your scalp won't hurt. I wouldn't be a beauty channel if I didn't talk about candles, right? There was this big sale at Bath & Body Works, duh. And this is my favorite. It is called Cozy Cabin. It's the perfect blend of woodsy, cozy, vanilla-y, but not too sweet to where your husband's disappointed that you didn't make cookies. It really makes your house smell so good, and it's still subtle enough to where it's not overwhelming. It did make me feel like, you know, I'm just relaxing by a fire in a cabin with a little vanilla-ish to it. I don't know how to explain it, I'm doing a bad job, but it smells so good. And just this past summer, we actually went to Maine and stayed in a cabin all month. And so maybe it has some sentimental value too, but this is just, it reminded me of that. And I didn't want to use it a lot. I still have half a candle left. I love it. They need to make this into a lotion so I can smell like a cabin. Is that weird? All right, guys. So that's all for 2015. I'm so excited for the new things I will discover for this new year. I feel like I'm talking to my sisters right now and saying, you gotta get this is the best, and giving advice, and you can take it or leave it. But these are my, for real, favorites for 2015, and I hope you enjoyed it. Also, make sure you let me know what your favorites of 2015 are, because I am open to learn about new favorites. So let me know, girls. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.